we might as well move on to topic number 2. Zach, I'm gonna keep it with you, man. To kick us off, Jamal Murray stuns the Lakers with a fadeaway shot at the buzzer. The question that we do have right now is, can the Lakers recover from this?
Yeah, well, and I gotta say, and I'll ask you guys this question at the end of the segment, like when we all do our first laps, like between the Lakers and the Sixers, like which loss was more heartbreaking and which team has the better chance at recovering. But when I look at the Lakers, man, this is just such a brutal, gut wrenching loss because you felt like a lot of things went right. Anthony Davis, I think his first 3 quarters of this game was the best I've seen him play since the Lakers won the championship in 2020. I thought in the first 3 quarters, he was outstanding. I thought LeBron, this was a really good game by him, really just a vintage LeBron game, getting his teammates involved early, sharing the ball, saving some gas for late in the fourth quarter. And I think the crazy thing about this, guys, is I was someone that, I said it on the show, I believe Zay did too. Like, I picked the Lakers to win this series. And a lot of my reasoning for that is actually happening. LeBron James in the 2 fourth quarters of this series has looked really good. He hasn't looked gassed out at all. Like he's been fine. He's been good late in these games. Jamal Murray, aside from that shot last night, has really been struggling. Last year when these two teams played in the playoffs, he was averaging like 37 points a game and just couldn't be stopped. And then, of course, you had D'Angelo Russell, who hit 7 threes last night. The Nuggets as a team hit 8, and the Lakers were still not able to win. I don't think they could recover from this. You're up by 20 points at halftime. You had everything going in your favor, and you still blew the game late. I think the Lakers are cooked. And, man, Darvin Ham, this guy as a head coach, I think has a lot to be desired. I still don't love his rotations. I also think he could have challenged a couple calls down the stretch last night that really cost the Lakers the game. And most importantly, Nikola Jokic, he's just that dude. I don't even think it was one of his great games, and he still ended up with a triple-double. Again, I thought Anthony Davis played great in the first 3 quarters, was really nowhere to be found in the fourth quarter, but that's because he's not the best big man in the world or one of the best players in the world right now. It's Nikola Jokic. And with Jamal Murray, too, I give him a lot of credit because he was really struggling early on in this game throughout the first 3 quarters. Jokic really made it a priority to get him going, staying in that pick and roll, getting him the ball, and the confidence you got to have to take that shot with the game on the line when you've been struggling the whole night. There aren't a lot of players built for that moment. How has this guy never made an all-star team? It's still one of the most confusing things in the NBA up to this point that Jamal Murray has never made an all-star team, which is bonkers to me. He's one of the best playoff players I've ever seen, honestly. He's unreal. And the Nuggets in crunch time, not a lot of teams could beat them. They're just built for that moment. Not a lot of teams are. And, man, that's just a heartbreaking, gut-wrenching loss for the Lakers.
Yes, I'll go. And then, Zay, you could bring us home, man. For me, I already said it when we previewed the match. Y'all was on your own island. Okay. I said on this show that, and I called it, I said the Lakers need to play a perfect series, and even that may not be enough. And last night was close to perfect. Obviously, the ending wasn't perfect, but before that, it was close to perfect. I mean, you had D'Lo, who came through in game 2 after struggling in game 1. Everybody was talking about if, the Lakers should bench him or not. Chipped in 23 points, was a threat from the 3-point line, was shooting with confidence, right? Anthony Davis, you alluded to it, Zach. The first half, I believe in 25 minutes, 32 points, 14 of 15 shooting. LeBron James, 39 years old, 40 years old, basically. When you're 39, you're 40. 40 years old, okay, making some crazy plays, turning back the clock. I mean, there was a couple plays. He had one block on Murray where he got up there and blocked that shot. He had another one where he was being tackled, simple flick of the wrist, and one. Okay, then trading shots with the Nuggets in the fourth quarter. He played as perfect as a game you could play at his age. Okay, I mean, so many things was going right. Look at the flip side. Murray is struggling. Missed 13 of his 16 shots. First shots, right? Struggling. Okay. Jokic, I mean, minus 17 when AD was on the floor guarding him. Okay. Everything was going right. 20-point lead. Everything was going right. It's over. 1-1. Come back to LA. We are going to steal this series. Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't happening. Nuggets came back. I thought Darvin Ham did a bad job just allowing Jokic in the post 1-on-1. Anthony Davis need to get back in the weight room, bro. Okay, because Jokic was in the weight room. You wasn't there. Okay, listen, I told y'all before, no matter what the Lakers do, they don't have an answer for the Nuggets. They can't run with the Nuggets. Okay, Jamal Murray is that dude. He's a playoff performer. Why he's not an all-star is beyond me. But then again, you look at the talent pool in the NBA. Look at these guys stepping up in the playoffs. Look at all these guys in the playoffs. And guys that are not even playing in the playoffs, like Jimmy Butler and Zion due to injury. There's a lot of talent. But at the end of the day, it comes down to hustle. It comes down to getting rebounds. And I said before, all right, the Lakers, not only do they have to play perfect and shoot the ball well, and AD has to be the best player in this series, or at least the second best, right? It's going to come down to rebounding. They got out rebounded in game 1, 49-40. They got out rebounded in game 2, 42-35, or something like that. I may have the numbers mixed up, but they got 7 more rebounds than the Lakers. No, you're not going to win this series if you don't play a perfect series. And clearly, the Lakers cannot play a perfect series against the Nuggets, which is why I think they cannot recover. They'd be lucky to get a game.
You know, it was a devastating loss for the Lakers after being up 20. AD had 24 in the first half. D'Angelo Russell had 18, I believe. Braun had 10 and 10. He already had a double-double. The Lakers' situational basketball was absolutely horrendous. When things are not going right, guys are trotting. Guys are not running to their matchups, which allows a momentous team like the Denver Nuggets to take over. They have a lot of talent on there. It's difficult for Darvin Ham, to focus on Jokic in the paint and start trying to stop him in the paint when you got shooters like KCP, you got shooters like Michael Porter Jr., you got a guy who's a renowned shooter now, and Aaron Gordon, who can shoot corner threes.
And when you get rebounds, they get second chance opportunities.
Aaron Gordon's not no slouch. He could rebound. That's what I'm saying. I understand. We understand the lore of who LeBron James is. We understand his career, but we're talking about who is at their athletic peak at this very moment. Aaron Gordon he could jump. He's not no small. He's not no short dude. He could jump. He could jump high. It's not easy.
You gotta out hustle the jumper, bro.
Michael Porter Jr.
Put some size. Put the biggest lineups you can and get the rebounds, man.
Yeah, if I could just that's the thing. The matchups don't fit because you put the tallest players on that team. Now, who's going to guard Michael Porter Jr. in the perimeter? Who's going to guard Aaron Gordon?
I said anything they do, any adjustments they make, the Nuggets got to answer
not constructed well to play against Denver. That's what it is. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is.
But you picked them to win the series. Okay, you picked them to win the series.
Let LeBron
you
run
and
the
Zach
ball.
picked both of these cats to win the series.
They had LeBron to run the ball. Everything was going fine. LeBron, you're the point guard. You're running the ball up. You're doing what you got to do. You're finding people open. Second half comes, Denver turns the light off. Denver is just a superior team. Jamal Murray is no joke. Like Zach said, Jamal Murray is a top 5 point guard in this league in the playoffs. He's probably top 3 in the playoffs. When we talk about who he is, he's a stone cold killer. We saw what we did in the bubble. That was just a glimpse of what he could do. We saw what he did against Donovan Mitchell against Utah and them. He was putting off 50 a night damn near. He's a killer. He's out there. He's cook anybody. You can't put him in an ISO and think it's all fine. Yeah, he missed a couple shots, but when it's fourth quarter, 2 minutes left in the game, he's cooking anybody. You could put LeBron. You could put the defensive player of the year. You could put the greatest defensive player to ever play the game. Jamal Murray is scoring the bucket. He is like that, and people need to recognize that. He needs to be in an All-NBA team. He needs to be in an All-Star game. It's just that it's a popularity contest with the All-Star game. Whoever's on your stereo box is getting an All-Star. That's what it is, unfortunately. Jamal Murray is like that. And maybe it takes more championships for people to recognize him. Maybe it takes more highlight plays. But he's a point guard that can mix you up, that can hit a shot from anywhere. Oh, and he could dunk on your center. He could dunk on anybody. So, he's a stone cold killer. And when I saw the shot go in, when I saw them dribbling down the court on a fast break and AD guarded him, I already knew what it was. Good night. 2-0, Denver. It's just what it is. The Lakers cannot blame the refs. They can't blame anybody else but themselves. They cannot defend anybody. They messed that up completely. Dinwiddie's I can't even talk
What
about
is he doing on the floor in the fourth
I
quarter?
can't even talk about Dinwiddie right now. I can't even talk about Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's terrible. But in closing, to answer the question, can the Lakers recover from this? No. I believe that game last night was a demoralizing loss. You have to go to the Lakers, to LA now, and try to will a win. It's gonna be just very difficult. We're gonna need to see a prime LeBron James, a vintage LeBron James
again
performance. We need that. We need a 50, 20, 10 game from LeBron James in order for them to get a game in LA. But I think the series is close the book on this one. I think it's ending in 5. I think LA does wind up winning a game, but that Denver is just too good of a team. They have too many weapons. Even guys like Christian Braun doing what he did last, it's just too much for them to handle. And I think, unfortunately, it's over.
I think you got to credit Christian Braun with his energy. I thought he played with good energy last night. Michael Porter Jr. was shooting his shots and making them as well. He got a lot going on with his brother and getting suspended from the league. So you had a lot of outside contributions. But I'll go back to just the basics of basketball, rebounding and hustle. You cannot be getting out rebounded by the Nuggets. I understand, you got Aaron Gordon, you got Jokic and all that, but you got to fight fire with fire. Whatever you got to do to get those rebounds, you have to do it. Because if you don't get the rebounds, then that's second chance opportunities for guys who's struggling, okay, like Jamal Murray to get, another shot, or the 3-point shooters out there like KCP or Michael Porter Jr. You're allowing them to get more shots going. So at the end of the day, I said it before, I don't see a world where the Lakers win this series, and I'm glad I'm right, because it was evident last night.
Couple other points I wanted to bring up. The Lakers bench last night, just 6 total points, and Gabe Vincent hasn't scored a point in this series. Spencer Dinwiddie hasn't scored a point in this series. Jackson Hayes hasn't scored a point in this series. So Denver, they have the clear bench advantage right now. And also, I thought the play in particular last night that really changed the game, I think this was with about 3 to 2 minutes left. The Nuggets have the ball down by 1, and Jokic is dribbling it up the floor, and he goes for that vintage shot, trying to draw a foul. It was a 3, so he would have gotten 3 free throws, and it goes out of bounds, and Aaron Gordon saves the ball. The Lakers were up 3 at this point, and the ball is rolling out of bounds, and Aaron Gordon saves it right to Michael Porter Jr., who just cans a 3 to tie the game. And at that moment, I kind of had a feeling that Denver was going to end up winning the game. And the Nuggets, man, their starting 5 might not be the most talented starting 5 in the league when you're just ranking them. Like Boston probably has the more talented starting 5, but those 5 guys of Murray, Caldwell-Pope, Gordon, Jokic, and Porter, they just fit together so well, and their chemistry is insane. And this is they're the defending champs for a reason. And I'm still more confident in them than Boston in the late crunch time moments, because they've clearly shown that they've done it before. While you can't say the same thing about the Celtics.
Yeah, I think Boston is going to come down to what happens when the 3-point shot is not falling, and that's another Pandora's box that we can open on another time, and we'll see what happens when the 3-point shots are not going down, how they adjust to that, and in the fourth quarter as well. But I think for me, when you talk about one more point that I want to make, because you highlighted a point that you thought was the transition of the game, the turning point of the game. And to me, the turning point of the game for me, based on me watching it from my lens, is that Anthony Davis, when he got benched because he was in foul trouble, that's when the Nuggets went on the run, and he came back in the game, and he wasn't the same. Remember, he had a dominating first half. He got in foul trouble. He got benched. The Nuggets went on a run, and when he came back, he just wasn't the same, in the first half, and it cooled him down a little bit. And of course, there's a lot of factors that go into that as well. LeBron James was taking over in the fourth quarter, and then they threw Aaron Gordon. They switched Aaron Gordon on Anthony Davis. So there's factors that go into why his second half wasn't, especially in the fourth quarter, wasn't as dominating as the first half. That's what turned the game in my lens. So
he didn't score in the fourth quarter. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how is that possible?
We see that a lot, when it comes to Anthony Davis and the Lakers.
Please like and subscribe for all the up-to-date content. You've been slinging shows left and right, slinging content left and right. Please don't miss anything. If you do, like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a question, something you may want to answer, something you may have. All ideas are great ideas. Nothing's a dumb question.